Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lakota East High School, home of the Thunderhawks. Tonight in the Hawk Nest, we have a Lakota version of the crosstown shootout between your Lakota East Thunderhawks and the Lakota West Firebirds. Live here in Westchester Township on Westchester TV, I'm Dave Royce with my partner in the booth, Ken Yablonsky. Ken, great to be back up here. What are we going to see tonight?
You know, Dave, this is normally the time in the broadcast I'll tell you the records. Lakota West 6-2, 6-3 overall. Lakota East 5-3, 6-3 overall. Both teams have already clinched their home field games in next week's playoffs. But it does not matter. When you have Lakota East, Lakota West,
Absolutely.
This game means everything for both teams. They put it all on the line. They want to be king of the castle in Lakota Westchester. You can tell by both student sections here, they're ready to play football tonight.
Absolutely. As we see the West Firebirds coming out, big game for them. I hear it's their coach's potential 200th win. He's 199, so that would be huge. But you reminded me before we got on air, he is undefeated against East, so that's a tall task here.
Yeah, he's 15-0. On the other token, John Kitna has not beat West yet. So,
that's right.
And we're going back to the Coleraine days and the Lakota West. 15 in a row for Tom Bolden against Lakota East football.
And there's Tom Bolden right there coming out, getting ready for Friday Night Lights, looking for his 200th win and his successful continued undefeated success against Lakota East. Here we see East getting ready to come out. Ken?
As been tradition, they have a big smoke screen there. They have an eagle that flies out, and we're going to see if we can take flight here with the Thunderhawks and watch that pregame ceremony for Lakota East. Brand new thing that John Kitten has brought to this program.
Speaking of pregame, just a few seconds ago, they had an honorary captain, someone that we know, and hopefully will be up here in the booth with us at halftime. And Austin Seafield, the left tackle for the Ohio State Buckeyes, somebody you know as well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to him. We got to talk to him last year around this time, a little bit before this time in the season. He was honorary captain for the Hawks, and look at the Hawks take the field. Look at their student section. Look at their cheerleaders. They are ready to play football here on Friday Night Lights.
And leading the Hawks out of there, one of my favorites, Ryder Hook, and he's going to have a big game tonight.
Yeah, he's been unstoppable both on offense and defense. He's a player that plays both ways, runs the ball, hard to tackle, a lot of touchdowns out of there. Also 2 pick sixes on the season on the defensive end from his corner and safety positions.
Which not a stat that they look at, but that does lead the league in his returns, interceptions, and pick sixes there. So he's not on the chart, but what a player you're going to see here tonight between him and a few West kids too, right? We have a kid returning that's a little controversial, I hear, out there. But
yeah, Braylon Johnson back with Lakota West. He has not played a game yet this fall for their football team. He went the baseball route. He played on a fall baseball team. That's his major sport, D1 athlete in baseball. Coach Tom Bolden talked to his team, talked to his captain, and said, Braylon Johnson wants to join this team. Do we allow him to come back and play against East and play in the playoffs? Team said, sure, welcome him back with open arms. So he will flank Kenyon Norman,
who's not a shabby running back himself at all.
You know, Norman was excited about Johnson coming back. He said that'll take the load off me. He'll take some of the carries away. I won't be as tired, but right now, Dave, we're going to go down to the field and
absolutely. We see the honor guard coming out here from the AMVETs. And we give always a shout out to our first responders and military that's out there, not at home and abroad, watching tonight. So we'll pause for a second for the national anthem. Wow, Ken, it doesn't get much better than that on a Friday night. Band in the house. The cheer blocks are filled with the student section, doing a little sign language of the national anthem by all the kids, east and west, in the sign language department. We see the refs are out here, full crew. The Stripes hopefully will have a good game tonight. It's been up and down as we've seen.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of penalties in the last couple games that we've broadcasted. That's one of the keys to victory, really, for both teams. They need to stay away from the yellow flag. They need to make sure they're not giving extra yards to either team. But what an absolutely gorgeous night here at the Hawks Nest. 57 degrees. The sun's already down. Beautiful night for football. Couldn't ask for better weather.
You could not ask for better weather. You see the shot right there as the sun is setting here on the Hawks Nest as we get ready for a battle of Mount St. Juan here between Lakota East and Lakota West. So bring the dogs in, grab the popcorn, sit back, because we're ready to kick off.
Yeah, we've got a couple special things out there. When I walked in, I saw Angel Foundation is here.
Yep.
One of the Lakota West student athletes back in 2019, no longer with us, and they have their foundation. We've got Reach Out Lakota in the house.
Yep.
The Stuff the Bus campaign for Reach Out Lakota. 50,000 plus canned goods were collected for that organization. Something
you know a little bit about. Go ahead and shout out about your lovely wife there that runs that program.
Yeah, we'll see here between quarters. Lakota West Hope Squad is out there running a booth. All kinds of booths out there. All kinds of stuff going on in the Hawks Nest, just celebrating what it is to be a high school athlete.
New Life Church out there giving away some water and some snacks on the way in. So, yeah, you couldn't have a better setting here for Friday Night Lights on Westchester Cable TV. So hit it, like it, subscribe it, sit back, let these guys do all the work and give you the great shots that they give you week in and week out here on Westchester TV.
Lakota West is going to go north to south here. They're kicking off. They'll be in the white uniforms, which we haven't quite seen West in white yet this year. East in the black, going south to north, and the kickoff is going to be non-returnable.
In the end zone, Ken, and boy, we know a little something about this kicker for Lakota West, right?
Man, does he have a leg. You were saying to me before the game, you think it might come down to the kicking game.
Yeah, I think it might.
Everything's out the window. We've got all the stats. We've got all the history of the season so far, but it doesn't matter. When East is playing West, there's all kinds of smack talk. There's all kinds of fiddlesticks things going on.
Absolutely.
There's stuff that happens on the field, and you just play the game. You got to battle and play the game here.
Yes, it's like down the street there when Xavier and UC get together. Throw out records, throw out standings, because it's going to be a battle here, and we'll see who's going to start this off as a quick snap. Throw out to the flat for a short gain by East.
Yeah, Niall Knudsen makes the pass to Carter Jones.
Yep.
Doesn't really get anywhere, and that's interesting play call. East throwing the ball on first down. You don't see that too often.
Yeah, you mentioned some keys of the game, and you talked a little bit. I'll start with, you see the replay here. You picked on penalties. West, 135 yards of penalties last weekend. We got to do that game, so we got to see that, and just a lot of frustration penalties. So we'll see if they worked on that and have their cool here this week. I'm sure Coach Bolden addressed that throughout the week. And then, of course, like you said, defenses here. Big key on defense, Ken, I think, between both programs. Can West's defense hold the East offense and vice versa?
And right there on that play they did. They went to Hooks up the middle, and he was stopped right at the line. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for Lakota East early. But, yeah, who's going to play defense here? Because either of these teams score. The Hawks score a bunch of points. They have 6+ 30-point games, so they can put points on the board.
That's in the shotgun here on 3rd and long. Looks back, sees it, throws one deep down the left-hand side into double coverage, and a lot of contact.
That ball's caught. Oh, just incomplete. Intended for Jaden Say, but nice.
Jaden Say.
Good ball downfield by Knudsen.
So Knudsen going for the long ball. Would have liked to seen just to pick up the first down there, but they must have seen something. Double coverage there too, Ken. I don't know if we have a replay, but the fans are asking for some laundry to be thrown on that play.
Yeah, they thought that was a pass interference because the defender was all over Say, but no flag on the play, and East is going to come in and punt. Tyler Gruber in to punt for Lakota, or for
Low
East.
snap. He gets it off, though. Gets a pretty decent foot in just over midfield, but this is returnable, Ken, as they see some green space on the left-hand side in front of the East bench there, and are going to be able to take this over midfield.
Yeah, Chris Bradley. We're going to watch this pass again on 3rd and 7, and kind of looked like it was tackleable. I don't know if they deemed that it was uncatchable because it was thrown about 5 yards over his head, so probably uncatchable, but good return there by Bradley for West. And West is going to have good field position to start their first drive of the game.
I said the kicking game, and I meant not just field goals and kickoffs. It's going to be in the punt game, too, about field position here. And so far, right now, West is going to win that battle, starting off in the their 45-yard line here, 1st and 10. And this is typical of
here
West.
We go. You've got Norman and Braden Johnson in the game in a pro set formation behind Jackson Smith.
Smith keeps it, fakes the handoff, takes off himself, and picks up a couple of positive yards there. So, you'll see a lot of this. The folks that haven't been watching West much. West gets to the line quick. They stop. They look over to the line of scrimmage, over to the sidelines to get another play. You'll see Smith gets in there, slaps, then turns and looks. You'll see right there.
So I'm intrigued by the first offensive play went to Braylon Edwards.
Yep. Very interesting.
I'm sorry, Braylon Johnson.
So now Smith back there, both running backs next to him in that pro set. Hands it off to number 3. Oh, almost had him in the backfield, but he slips a tackle, goes off to the right-hand side. He's going to get a 6-7 yards and pick up the first down of the night.
Yeah, that's Kenyon Norman, who's their main running back. And, man, he just runs hard, just like Ryder Hooks. Ryder Hooks made the stop getting him down there, so we're going to watch that battle here because Norman and Hooks are just going to wear each other down.
Wow, Cameron Wells, sophomore defensive lineman, had a chance there for a second to drop him for a loss, but just couldn't catch up with him. And now that sets up West for 1st and 10 around the 36-yard line, I'm going to call it. As Smith now fakes the handoff, or nope, he does give it. Oh, open ball. Fumble.
I believe Lakota East got the ball.
Yes. So
we got a whole bunch of stuff going on there. We got Braden Johnson who ran the ball.
Yeah.
They popped it out of his hands, and I don't see a flag. I think that was the beanbag.
So there you go, the RTO right there. That's up and out, right into number 24's hands.
Ryder Hooks winds up with it.
Ryder Hooks with the recovery.
So big defensive break for Lakota East because West looked like they were just marching down the field the way they wanted to go.
6 with the hit, Dawson Reap, and boy, does he need to have a big game tonight. That's a name that we've called earlier in the season. He's had some huge defensive games and comes up with a big stop now off the Ryder Hooks on the right-hand side. He's slipping, he's sliding, and he's getting some positive yards up in over the 35 to about the 37-yard line, and it'll bring down 2nd and 3rd.
So impressed by the Hawks there, getting the ball from West and just pounding it up the middle there. They're going to, big receiver here, Chris Boyer on the bottom of your screen. Keep an eye on him because he's got a distinct height advantage there.
There goes Ryder Hooks off the left-hand side. Stiff arms one, puts his head down, gets a little extra. He's going to pick up a 1st down and then some over midfield. 1st down Hawks, Ken. And I was just getting ready to say, it's going to be huge for East if they can get good positive yardage on 1st down in the run game. That opens up the playbook for Coach Kitna and Jordan Kitna up in the booth and lets them really survey the field and like you said, maybe bring in these talented wide receivers that they have and their tight end. We'll talk a little bit about him later. So they got a lot of weapons back there other than Ryder Hooks, and now a quick flip to number 5 on the option, and he's going to slide up through there.
Yeah, Carter Jones ahead for 10, and he's got to the line quickly there. They didn't waste any time huddling. They like what they see on West defense. They did have a couple substitutions, but they like what they see. Now they're going to
Well, you know,
they're going to semi-huddle up here.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like we were just saying here a few seconds ago, the West offense is very slow and methodical. They get to the line, they wait, they stop. That's what the West defense practices against. So maybe a little bit of quick motion, quick to the line, little 2-minute drill kind of thing. As we see PJ, the tight end, go in motion. He's going to flank out there. Big throw to number 1. Got blockers out there. He makes a spin and dives forward for about 5 yards.
Yeah, Jaden Say on the little button hook route. And they haven't gone to Say too many times early in games, so they must have seen something when they watched West film that Say's going to be open there. So
Say, Boyer, McFarland, uber talented wide receivers and tight ends here. As you see big 87 heading to Indiana University commit.
My intel talked about 50-50 balls also in this game. So, you know, if Nutskin can throw some up to his tall, strong wide receivers, and they could win those 50-50 battles on some of those balls, they're going to have a good time. Somebody has to make a play on one of those passes downfield.
In the shotgun, waits, hands it off to Ryder Hooks. Hooks goes forward, gets him good yardage there. Looks like he's going to be about 3 yards and come up about a half a yard short and bring up 3rd and short.
Outstanding blocking up front by Cole Woody and Brendan Lauber, paving the way for Hooks to get an extra 2 or 3 yards on that. Going to bring up 3rd and looks like about 1.
Yep. And Knutson, we've mentioned here before too, and that's for the West folks watching maybe tonight, is he's only a sophomore back there and looks pretty solid and has grown all and matured throughout the season, and has really been able to let the coaching staff let him use his talents and give him some stuff. As there's a quick ball out over to his big tight end as he was getting pressure off the side.
Yeah, interesting formation there for East. They started spread out, and then they tightened it up, almost making it look like they were just going to run for the 1 yard first down, but instead Knutson drops back and DJ had some pressure there.
Yeah, DJ Edwards comes off that linebacker, and he's one to watch on that defensive side for West.
Great talent by
and
Edwards.
Somebody missed him somehow, and Knutson had to get rid of it quick. Was hoping to find 87 over there, but couldn't. Now there's a big hit at the line of scrimmage, and on 4th and 1, I don't think they got it, Ken. I think they're going to come up short.
No, excellent
as somebody
line.
had some huge penetration there for West.
Yeah, that was Riley Newman, who just kind of went low and got past the East line and made the stop for tackle for loss. And it is not going to be enough for the Hawks. Good defensive stop by Lakota West. This is built up to what we expected so far right there. Kind of sneaks through and makes the tackle. I'm sorry, that was 22. Judah Blair, and he had he's another sophomore for West. Great game last week as well.
So big stop for West as they negate the turnover here, something that East surely wanted to take advantage of as they were getting close to almost field goal range here. As we talked a little bit about the kicking game now, Smith will hand off and go right up to Stamiro for a couple to number 2.
Yeah, that's Braden Johnson. They're like we talked about before. That's their new signee, so to speak. Johnson played last year, had a great junior season, and now he's back there for West.
So this is where those defenses are going to be tested here, and then East defense going to have to put a stop on West, and West surely wants to move this ball after their first turnover, as there's a handoff to number 3. That'll be Kenyon Norman.
Yeah, that's one of the keys that you mentioned, Dave, for Lakota East, is they have had trouble stopping the run on occasion. So if West can just pound it down their throat, West is going to have a lot of first downs, which is going to result in some points for them.
Yeah, they're averaging right around 180 yards, 190 yards per game they're giving up on the ground, and that is not going to bode well tonight with these two running backs. So the defense is really going to have to tighten up here, as now Smith's in a single setback.
He's got Norman behind him.
Yep.
Look down at number 9. Jaden Brogdon is one of their great talented receivers. He's a senior, and that's going to be an interesting matchup against Carter Jones.
Yep, and we know he looked for him quite a bit last Friday in that battle with Oak Hills, and number 9 had some big plays. So we're going to see a first flag of the night. False start on Lakota West, and that's going to push him back 5 yards.
9 had a good game. Number 5, Tyson Davis, had a monster game as well with 7 catches, and they haven't kind of looked his way yet. So that's coming down the road. So if you're the East defensive coordinator, you've got to decide, do I take away Brogdon?
Yep.
Do I take away Davis?
And then
I got to take away both.
Yep, and you can't take guys out of the box with those two talented running backs. So now West dug themselves a little bit of hole. Advantage East right now, 3rd and 9. This is exactly what you want if you're East, and West with their back a little bit here, says he goes back in the shotgun, looking to throw it all the way as it comes through and knocked away. And there's some good defense by number 6. I believe that's Reap.
Yeah, Lakota East safety had his eyes on that ball and was just looking it in. All of a sudden, the receivers and the corners converged on that. You'll see right here, the safety had his arms out like he was just going to catch a punt. He went up high. Good timing there, making sure not to hit him before the ball arrived, and that's going to force West into a punting situation.
Yeah, Reap dropping back out of that linebacker position and following the receiver, and had safety help behind him, so that's going to force the punt as West goes back, hits a kind of a low punt here, returnable, and good coverage by West on that one.
Yeah, outstanding kick coverage there. We'll see who made that tackle, but outstanding. Just went right to the receiver catching the ball. That was Roman Combs, and Combs all over the East returner.
Yeah, very low kick though, Ken. Not a lot of hang time there. And didn't get a lot of yardage there, but enough that as soon as he caught it, boy, 22 was right on the doorstep ready to pull him down. So East will set up here at their 30-yard line and 1st and 10. Not bad field position, Ken, at all. So very doable here.
You and I
Knutson gets in the shotgun.
You and I expected more scoring so far in this game, but the turnover and the fumble recovery for East.
There's a quick handoff to Ryder Hooks on the right-hand side. Ryder will take it for just about 9.5 yards. Maybe they're going to give him the first down.
Yeah, looks like they're moving the chains there, so it'll be 1st and 10. But both teams playing good defense to start this game. You know they both have good offenses. I think East's offense is a little more firepower than West. West tends to win some lower scoring games. And this is what West wants right now, is a defensive battle.
Good downfield block by Boyer, the wide receiver, that allowed Hooks to get those few extra yards for the first down. Now Edwards faking the blitz, steps back. Let's get back there, wings one out to the right-hand side, and good defensive play, knocks it away at the last second. I think that's number 11 on the far side, yep.
Yeah, that's Chris Bradley again. Intended for Jaden Say, and the Firebirds do the little flutter there after a good defensive play. Didn't show anyone up, just kind of celebrated that.
There's a great shot right there, as that was trying to go to Say, and just he's got to release that ball just a little bit earlier in the cut, right, Ken? And that's a completion for East, but he held on to it a little long, waited till he made the cut, and allowed the defender to get back. So now they'll go a little screen play here to Ryder Hooks. He outruns his blockers, but that's going to be okay as he scampers across midfield and over the 40-yard line and down to the 35 as the big O-line was trying to get out there, Ken, but Ryder Hooks turned the jets on.
Yeah, that's a design screen. You see Knutson drop back. His line drops back as well, allowing the defensive line to go past the line of scrimmage, thinking they're going to pressure the quarterback, and just dumps it over the top of him. You see right there, Aid and there, and just good downfield blocking, and Hooks does the rest of the work.
Yeah, 52-69. They just couldn't catch up with Ryder Hooks. He took it and turned the jets on, saw some green, and got some huge yardage down to the 35-yard line. 1st and 10. Now we're going to go back to Ryder on the right-hand side. There's a reach, and he slides down, bounces off a big hit, and he's going to go down the right-hand side. He may go the 5, the 10. Touchdown, Ryder Hooks!
What a fantastic run by Hooks. And that's coming off back-to-back plays that he's involved in, both offensively and defensively. The kid just doesn't run out of energy.
He is a beast, little Jimmy Brooks, I call him, getting those legs pumping. And you'll see it here on this play, Ken. He takes a big hit, but the guy doesn't wrap him up, and Ryder Hooks keeps those legs pumping and finds himself scampering down the right side.
Such a
for
playmaker.
A touchdown.
Both sides of the field, he is just a playmaker.
That's a 35-yard scamper for a touchdown as we set up for the PAT. It looks up, and it's good. And East is on the board first, 7-0 here in the Hawks' Nest.
Yeah, as soon as they got into West territory, Wes is probably thinking methodical, and that was just a simple off tackle. But right there, when you don't tackle low and wrap hooks up and bring him to the ground, he's going to bounce out. He's going to cut to the outside. Right here, they had a chance there. They had a chance
Big
there.
Hit right there.
They couldn't finish it, and that's just pure speed and adrenaline and getting to the end zone.
And strength. I know he's been hit the weight room heavily over the offseason. Those legs are strong, and like I said, keeps him pumping, and he takes a lick there, big hit there downfield that just he bounces off and just keeps on moving, and 35 yards later he's in the end zone.
So that's you. We've got some of the senior cheerleading parents out there with their senior daughters who get to guest appear in the cheerleader area in this quarter, so that's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's great.
But you know, what a momentum boost here in East-West. When you can get on the board first, you're really in command.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better in high school sports than this, as you can get the cheerleaders and you can get the band out here, and you can get the cheering squad and the student body out there. I mean, it just doesn't get much better on a night like tonight with the weather is so good it is.
Look at that East kicking formation there. They
interesting.
Were 2 rows of 4, so
and
not really
kick it down.
showing.
It's going to stop right on the 1-yard line. Nice kick, but now where's the coverage? Is they're going to have to get down there quick.
They got it.
And they're going to have to hold them inside the 9-yard line. But boy, Ken, they could have had them inside the 5. That thing hit and was like a divot spinning backwards, PGA style right there.
Yeah, if I can get one of my golf shots and just kind of stick and roll right there. But, you know, you talked about, Dave, the kicking game. That's part of it. It hit his knee, so he did have to pick it up. He couldn't let it roll in the end zone. And 11, Chris Bradley was just kind of running for his life there. But West is going to start on their own about 12-yard line.
Yeah, lucky for him, he got it about 10 positive yards, or they'd be on the 1 or 2-yard line. So here Smith sets up in the shotgun, getting ready to start with his back to the end zone. Single set back there, man in motion. He's going to hand it off to 5 on the right side. Big hit over there. I think that might have been Reap again.
Yeah, number 5 is Tyson Davis. He's the one that had all the catches when we had their game last week.
Yeah.
They had to find a way to get him the ball. It's, you know, almost like the Bengals when Jamar Chase hasn't caught a ball. You put him in the backfield and see if he could make something happen. So that was Davis's first touch. But East was not fooled by Davis in the backfield. Yep. Tackle for a 2-yard gain.
Reap has a big hit, and again, yeah, if Davis doesn't fall forward, he's going to get no gain out of that. So he picks up 2. It's going to bring 2nd and 8 here right about the 15-yard line, or 14 and a half, as Smith then hands it right off again, as you expect a big dose of handoff here this deep in their territory, as Norman's going to take that.
Kenyon Norman has no problem picking up the balance of the yards needed for the first down. And West, that's their strength. They have to keep with that. They have to pound the ball down East's throat at the line of scrimmage, make them tackle you at the line.
And that's where that East defense we were talking about, they're going to have to be strong. They're going to have to string more than one big play or one big hit, right? It's got to be 2 or 3 to really get the West offense off their kilter and off the field. So while West sets up about the 25-yard line, Smith hands it off again to Norman. He breaks through several tackles, gets through, and he may go, oh, there's a shoestring tackle, as he broke through that first layer, then he got through the second layer, and there was no one else there but the goal line.
Yeah, East is fortunate there that
I'm not for sure who got a hand on him, but somebody got a shoestring tackle there, or Norman was going to see 6.
Yeah, we're going to watch this again here. He just kind of hits the B gap there off tackle 55, and then looks like maybe Carter Jones gets him there. Also in pursuit was number 8, Carson Schreier. But, man, he could have gone all the way and tied this game up.
Still Norman in the backfield there next to Smith. He's going to get another dose. And East going to try to shut that down quickly. So far, a lot of rushing here, and is exactly what we expected. out of the West offense with these two talented running backs.
Yeah, it's a matter of just repetition. You got to keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. You're not going to get 50 yards every single time. You're going to get 3s and 4s and 3s, and then you're going to break one free. We saw Hooks do it. We saw Norman do it. That's going to happen throughout this game.
So Smith walks up just as we say, looks back over to the line, or the sidelines, gets his call. Got doubles left, which is usually a disguise. Handoff, yes, to number 3, Norman again. And he's going to break through the line and get into that second level again.
East has to find a way to stop him at that first level. Because if they don't, Norman's just going to keep getting 8, 9 yards at a time and easily driving down the field. We've got about 24 seconds left in this quarter. West does not have to snap the ball. Let's see if they do. They might like how East defense is getting worn down.
Yeah, they're looking over. It's 3rd and 1, and it'll be interesting to see if they're going to snap or not.
2-second differential. They may try a hard count, draw them off sides, or they may just snap the ball and run a play.
Yep, they're going to play it. They're going to hand off to Norman once again. He's going to go straight up to middle, and I think he's going to get about 2 yards and enough for the first down. And it's going to bring an end to the first quarter here, with West driving the ball towards the goal line, and Lakota East up 7-0 at the end of 1. Well, we'll be right back for the second quarter.
Yeah, we're going to keep it here for a little bit, Dave. There is a presentation that's going to be on the field for Reach Out Lakota. We mentioned them earlier. They did the Stuff the Bus collection. So each school in Lakota, the elementaries, the middle school, the high school, let's collect as many canned goods for those unfortunate in our community. This month, it's even more important because we've got the federal government shutdown that has happened, and the SNAP program, which allows people to use food stamps at stores, has ceased for the month. So Reach Out Lakota, big need here. We're taking a picture here with canned goods. That's the winning school. Couldn't quite hear what school it is. You see a couple board members out there, our school superintendent in her East-West shirt, 24. You see the director of Reach Out Lakota, Miss Brenda Yablonsky, in the background. And 50,000 canned goods were collected, Dave, which gets distributed in such a key month. You've got Thanksgiving, you've got Christmas. There's churches in the area, there's the schools that participate, there's corporations that donate both money and canned goods. So if you want to learn more about Reach Out Lakota, on their website, reachoutlakota.org, has some information. They need volunteers at this time of the year with all their holiday programs. Great organization.
Something you definitely know about is yours truly out there. Miss Brenda walking off runs that program, does a phenomenal job, folks. And don't just take it from Ken. I can vouch for that. That is a phenomenal program over there. She runs a great thing for the kids and the youth in this organization, or in this community. So yeah, if you have a chance to do anything, volunteer or donate or support Reach Out Lakota, please do. So here we go with the beginning of the second quarter, as I think we're waiting a second here, as it is media day here. I think we have a opposing TV team timeout. Quite a few broadcasts here tonight, not just here at Westchester Cable, but we thank you for being here.
WLWT's in the house, Spectrum 1's in the house, and a little delay here, but we're glad you're here.
That's right.
At Spectrum, at Westchester TV, and go ahead and like and subscribe. You can comment and join the chat.
So West still in control of the ball. Flip the field. They're going left to right on your screen now, as they are right here in front of us on the 31-yard line. Smith in the shotgun, fakes the handoff this time. He's going to do a little dump pass to number 5, and looks like East Jones is going to get over there and pull him down quickly right after that. Almost looked like a little handoff there, Ken. A little dump pass West does here. Fakes the handoff there in the replay, and just a quick dump to 5, and that was actually Reap over there, number 6, and he's having a big game, just like we said he would need to. So we'll see here if the East defense will bend but not break and keep the West Firebirds out of the end zone here at the beginning of the second quarter, up 7-0 East with 11:22 and counting. But West on a definitive drive here as they hand off to number 3. Norman, he's going to break through again right up the middle, get to that second level and get past the safety, and he's going to take it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, Norman making it look easy
Firebirds.
as he gets through the line to tie this game up pending extra point. But yeah, right through the middle there. And if the Firebirds continue to do that, I'm not sure East has the answer. They're going to need to figure out the answer quick.
So they'll bring out the kicker for the PAT, and we know where this one's going, Ken. At least your truck's not out there this week. It might go on top of the concession stand, but great shot here in the end zone as they set up to try to tie this up here. Snaps in, it's up, and it is good.
Yeah, so we're all knotted up here at Thunderhawk Stadium here. Last regular season game. So both these teams are already in the playoffs. There's no implications here. They can't get in the top 4. They can't get in the bottom 4. So both these teams are going to host a playoff game. We don't know who yet. It's going to depend on the other results in the area. Winton Woods and Lebanon's a big game around. Fairfield, depending on what they do, Oak Hills, depending on what they do, will determine the opponent for next week. But these fans out here supporting them.
Yeah, we got the West coaches here right next to us, Ken, and I wish we could knock on the window because they saw something in that drive with Norman going right up the middle where the safeties are dipping in, and he's making it through that second level and getting big yardage. And you'll see there on that touchdown play, he got through the line of scrimmage and got to the second level, and there just was nobody there but the end zone, and that's when he stopped, is after he crossed it and tied this game up 7-7 here with 11:09 left in the second quarter as we get ready for the kickoff.
Back deep to the Thunderhawks, Braden Guthrie.
As the kicking
Yeah, Abdullah for strong leg. Now last week West kicked it short a couple times. This time they kick it deep but not deep enough. That's going to be returnable.
Yeah, high but short. Is it going to come up? Oh, the ball's loose all over the place, and I think that's going to go out of bounds, luckily for East.
Yeah, nobody gathered it in before it trickled to the out-of-bounds area, but that could have been really deadly for the Thunderhawks there.
Yeah, here you see the kickoff, like you said, Ken, nice and high, but right about the 4-yard line, gets it, and just looked like he had a little bit of butter on there, and that thing came sliding out like a wet fish, but luckily for East, it hits the sidelines as 22 starts heading that way, and I think somebody just punches that out as he goes by, and mass scramble for the ball. And East is going to hold on to it here at the 22-yard line.
So Niall Knutson is in for the Hawks, and we apologize for the mispronunciation the last couple weeks on that. Knutson hands it off to Hook.
Ryder Hook's come up the left-hand side in front of his own bench, and again with the big 6 or 7 yards.
Yeah, we are interactive here at Westchester Cable, so if you subscribe and like, you can comment in the chat. And thank you, Mike Fitzstevens, for correcting us on that pronunciation.
And Ken, you see there again on the replay, just the first hit does not bring Ryder Hooks down. Breaks another tackle, would have been a 3-yard gain. Instead, he ends up getting about 7 yards, bringing up 2nd and 3, maybe 2, right between there, out in front of us. As they line up, hand off again, is looking for a little bit of space, pushes forward as the O-line's trying to get him going, and I think they're going to give him the mark right there, and it's going to be a first down.
Yeah, definitely just got to the forward progress, knew exactly where he had to be, kept the feet moving, and that's a tough run there. Just enough for the first down, barely got it, but got it sure enough. So with 10 minutes left here in the
East back to the line of scrimmage quickly. As Knutz is up underneath center now, and he's going to hand off to Ryder Hooks. He's going to spin one. I thought he had a lot of space left, but he took it right. And he's still going to get about 5 yards here and bring up 2nd and 5.
Christopher Stowe in the game as the tight end and goes in motion on that play, kind of spelling P.J. McFarland there. So Thunderhawks about their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, not a lot of throwing yet. It's been a running game on both sides. Been a test of wills of who's going to shut down whose running game first. Now Knutz drops back, fakes the handoff, going to go right down the middle. He's got number 1, Say, if he can pull it in, and he's got a big grab deep in the West territory, about the 18-yard line.
Great ball from Knutson and great pull in by Say. He bobbled it a little bit, but secured it before he hit the ground, and that's a big-time play, Dave.
I love the orange gloves. He goes up there and grabs it. Here you'll see on the replay, Ken, just right down the middle, splits the safeties. 11's right there, but not close enough as Say hauls that in. Now a handoff over to Ryder Hooks. He's still spinning, burning, turning, and he'll get about 4 yards and bring up second down. And not for sure where they're going to spot this. It's on the far side of the field. Looks like he maybe got about 6 yards out of that.
So Hawks are really looking.
Second and 4.
Hawks are really looking for Jaden Say to have a huge game. They've gone up top a couple times to him, twice on the sideline, once deep downfield. They haven't targeted Boyer yet, but Say has gotten the brunt of the long balls and the 50-50. You know, that's one of those 50-50 balls that you got to.
Now's a quick
in.
out to number 5. He's going to
Carter
scamper,
Jones.
break a touchdown, and he's going to get into the end zone, and that should be a touchdown, Hawks. And Ken, that did not take long after the long pass down the middle to Say, and number 5, Carter Jones, finishes it off as they ring the bell, and the student body goes crazy as the Hawks answer quickly with the new helmet art there. Kind of like that a little bit.
Yeah, what looked like it was going to be a defensive battle here in the first couple series with no scoring, and all of a sudden touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. And we've got 21 points in this game already in just a matter of seconds. Quick strike by the Hawks.
PAT is up and good here. You see 5 just a quick out, and he really doesn't get touched till he hits the goal line, Carter Jones. A little fumble, but I think he was already in the end zone there, so no harm, no foul, as East goes up 14-7.
So quick
here,
answer,
quickly.
and that's what you need to do. You know, West scored to tie the game up, and if you're East, you can think to yourself as an offensive coordinator, do I want to be methodical? Do I just want to go up the field 8-10 yards at a time, or do I want to go for it?
Yeah.
And the Hawks went for it. They threw the long ball, and Say catching the 50-50 ball down the field big time.
And that was a long drive by West, right? Very long, methodical drive to get into the end zone. Almost ran most the whole way, and the band loves it. The student section loves it. The fans love it. And we got a 14-7 game here with 8:29 in the Hawks' nest.
So you see the Hawks there with 4 lined up and 4 lined up, and then 1 player on each sideline and the kicker. So
yeah, this is a little new wrinkle we've seen here on this kickoff that we haven't seen before. Now he hits a line drive, takes a big bounce right about at the 10-yard line. West grabs the ball, starts to return it, and he's going to get a good return out of that, Ken, as he's going to come up over the 30-yard line and probably land here about the 34, 35-yard line.
yeah, and Chris Bradley did a good job securing that ball, because there's a lot of punch-out tries on kick returns, on long catches, on running plays. So did a nice job securing it, making sure he held on the ball and didn't fumble it, securing the possession for West. But yeah, pretty good field possession for West.
Yeah, I mean, he did a good job taking it off the bounce. Looked like a shortstop out there. Scooped it and just headed north and got some good positive yardage. Didn't waste a lot of time, and I think that's the key on punts and kickoffs. A lot of these guys are running east to west, waste a lot of time and energy. Boy, he saw a gap and took off and got some good yardage for his Firebird offense to start off at about their 35, 34-yard line.
So Jackson Smith with Norman in the backfield with him, and Norman's going to get the carry, but this
Going
time
right back
East
up the
stymies
middle.
him.
Going back to that same bread and butter right up the middle, but now this time East finds it. Number 7 looks like Miranda was there to shut it down.
Cole Miranda coming from the outside linebacker, kind of defensive edge position, and just stuffing him right there, and that's what the Hawks need. Also 55, Jaden Ross helping him bring him down, 72 on the other edge.
So Smith back there in the backfield's got Norman next to him. Single set. Double up on the top. They're going to throw it up and over. Looks like, little spin move and a grab. And I don't know who grabbed who over there. Both looking at each other, but pass is over his head and in the out of bounds. We'll see the replay, Ken. Smith.
Yeah, Jaden Brogdon there had the ball. He was sort of tangled up with 29 for the Hawks. 29, Christopher Leverett.
Yep.
And could not haul the ball in and make the catch.
I think the receiver had his hands on the defender too much and then just missed where the ball was on that one. So West doing some substitution here at the last second. You'd expect maybe a little hold up there by the officials, but nothing, as there was a lot of last minute subbing there by West. They get it all set up. Got about 6-7 seconds left on the play clock. They better get things going here quickly as Smith gets right back there. Snaps it, asks for it, gets it off at the 1 second mark, throws another ball over into his own bench.
And the East
and
defense
that's going to bring up 4th down.
East defense fired up there. Just really happy with their defensive set on that possession there. See a couple words there between Smith and Coach Bolden, and Smith is like, "That's all right, Coach. We're just in one series. We're cool. We got it."
Yeah.
But that's going to force West to have to punt the ball back to the Thunderhawks with 7.5 minutes left here before halftime.
So back-to-back plays there up that one sideline. Again, not sure what they're seeing next door to us, but they must have thought they saw something. But Smith and his receivers can't connect, as now the big-footed kicker gets back there, kicks it a little short, but looks like he's going to get a nice West roll and going to get it down to the 14 maybe yard line. So nice punt by West.
Yeah, that ball
was before.
Ball kept rolling toward putters, and they were trying to shoo it a little further and trying to kick it a little further, but Hawks are going to have a long field to go here, but a good defensive stop by the East Thunderhawks.
Yeah, absolutely. And so with 7:26 ticks left here, East with a good long drive can kind of end this half on a really positive note if they can get some points here, right? Whether they put it in the end zone or get in field goal position, but definitely don't want to turn the ball back over to West now as he fakes a handoff, throws it over into the flat. I think that is number 5.
Yeah,
yes.
That's Carter Jones. Fake handoff to Hooks, and the action was going toward Hooks. And then Carter Jones just steps out. Easy pass for Knutson over to Jones, who's going to scamper ahead for about 5, call it 6 yards.
And, if you're a DB in high school or a linebacker and you see the numbers that Ryder Hooks puts up, Brian, you have to respect that, right? That run-pass option, if he's back there, boy, he can just click him off. So,
because it takes more than one defender to tackle him.
Absolutely.
Once he gets there, you're not going to necessarily bring him down yourself, and we're going to watch this again with Hooks. And that time they do bring him down, runs into a few Firebirds, but I think he got enough for the first.
And looks like he did. And again, even though 2 or 3 guys are there to tackle him, boy, he always finishes his run forward, Ken. That's one thing I love about Ryder Hooks, man. He's always leaning forward, and that might have been the difference between bringing up 3rd down or 1st down. So we have an injury, unfortunately, here on this play. You'll see the replay here coming right at you. Here comes Ryder Hooks. Boom, right there. A couple of defensive linemen and a linebacker, but Ryder always falling forward. You'll see here as he gets spun, leans forward, 1st down.
I think that's number 40 for West, and he was just on the bottom of that pile when Hooks and a couple defenders and some linemen all kind of converged. Looked like he squashed his knee into the ground. That's what they're checking, is his right knee. So
yep, we'll hope that young man is okay. Never want to see anybody hurt out here in high school athletics, but boy, are we privileged to have the Beacon staff on both, or Beacon on this side, Tri-Health on that side, just taking care of these kids right and left, giving them the sports medicine that they need. Super, super good here in this area when it comes to taking care of the athletes.
See them taking Elijah Hodge off the field, and hopefully Hodge will be okay there. Hopefully we see him back in this game. We'll see if we can get a status update here. But Hawks now with a 1st down at their own 24.
As we go huge motion, split out wide, trips to the right, Ryder Hooks in the back next to Knutson. He looks around, man's going to get loose, he's just going to throw it around and get it down and out, as Ryder Hooks was at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Hooks was in the area, so that's not an intentional grounding, even though Knutson was in the pocket. And smart decision by Knutson. You don't want to run around. You don't want to force the ball up in the air. So as a sophomore, very intelligent young man, intelligent quarterback, understands the game and knows how to play the right way.
Looks like he was getting a lot of pressure from 44 over there, the defensive lineman for West. Now Knutson is back there, looks around, throws it off to the right-hand side, but it got tipped again by number 44. And that's 2 big plays by the defensive lineman.
Yeah, and that's what West needs. They need to force a punt. They need to get the ball back here.
Goes, if our stats are right, goes around 6'6", so no wonder he's batting that ball down.
6'6", 6'7", something close to that. So Hawks with 3rd and 10. Knutson is in the shotgun.
Got Ryder Hooks back there. Go back to Carter Jones. Breaks a tackle. Sees a little bit of green. He's got to get north and south, Ken, to get that first down. And he thinks he's going to get about 9 yards of it. And this is going to be an interesting call now at 4th and 1 right in front of us here.
Yeah, we got some decisions.
And East is going to get to the line of scrimmage really quick.
They may try a hard count like we said before with West. You know, they may just try to draw something. They probably have this in their repertoire with Coach Kittna being the former NFL quarterback.
Yep.
Are you going to try and draw them off sides? Or when you see West standing up, are you going to snap the ball and just try and plow ahead? They're going to run the ball. They're going to throw the ball
over to P.J. McFarland as the big 6'7" tight end grabs it and goes forward for about 5 yards for a first down.
What a gutsy play call there. You know, you've got a lot of things that have to happen correctly.
Yeah.
You got to make sure you don't have a false start. You got to make sure you get the snap to you. You got to make sure you complete that pass. So normally you see a run up there, but
now they go back to Ryder Hooks, and he goes off the right-hand side. He likes that right side a little bit, and he's going to get another 10 or 11 yards for another first down, Hawks. But yeah, Ken, gutsy call on 4th and 1. You got Ryder Hooks back there. Probably the whole defensive line thinks he's getting it, so maybe smart to throw it out to a sure-handed P.J. McFarland. We know P.J.'s got great hands. He plays basketball and football. Coach Atkins down there in the booth with us, just running the board and the lights here. Loves him on the basketball court, but unfortunately, P.J.'s going to head off early to Indiana to do some football up there.
This is a win-win possession for the Hawks because you're either going to score some points or you're going to run some clock. And either way, you don't want West to have the ball. Or if you do give them the ball back, you got to get points on the board. So you got to avoid a turnover here.
So Knutson to Say on that quick out again. Say same way, slashing and dashing and back to the middle of the field, and he's going to get 10 more yards, and they're going to move the chains again. So just like you said, Ken, when you start moving chains and you get first downs and it's inside of 4 minutes, you can burn a lot of clock, or somebody's going to have to start using timeouts, as West might have to think about that here shortly if they want to try to have any time left when they get this ball back, if they can get the ball back. Right now, Knutson shotgun naked, as we're going to see a false start, I believe.
Pretty penalty-free game, Dave. That's only the second flag, I believe, on the game. One on each team.
So false start, just as we...
So Jaden Say came into this game with 22 receptions and just under 300 yards. And they've gone to him and gone to him and gone to him. So great first half here by Say.
Yeah, it's spreading the ball out, and Boyer yet to even get a pass yet, and he's got great hands over there. Big, tall target, number 18 wide receiver, as Ryder Hooks gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. Somehow gets out of that, Ken, and gets back, and he's going to move the down marker forward maybe a yard, but he should have been at a 3-yard loss.
Yeah, that looked like it was going to head toward disaster for the Hawks. Great defensive play by Lakota West.
As you see Hooks there talking with Coach Kittna on the sidelines about what just happened there. Ryder going to take a quick breath. Well deserved, as we said. He's playing both ways. defensive back and running back. So now Canute sends back there, has plenty of time and throws the ball a little short there. Boy, he had lots of time back there in the pocket, Ken.
Looks like Carter Jones had a step on the corner, but just didn't connect. Knutson overthrew him just a little bit, but a good ball that wasn't going to be a turnover. Just didn't make the connection. So 3rd and 15 for the Thunderhawks, and Lakota West doing what they need to do on this possession.
Kind of rare, and much needed there for East to make that connection. And like I said, the West definitely pulled back into pass coverage because there was very little pass coming. As he steps up now, going to find himself getting spun around and gets knocked down, I think, off his own man. But boy, he had lots of green on the left side there, Ken. And they're going to have to punt this ball away.
Yeah, just what the Firebirds needed on defense. Good defensive possession there. Flushed him out of the pocket, got a hand on him, and Knutson just went down to the ground. And West is going to get the ball back with just under 2 minutes left here.
Yeah, that's actually, I think, scheduled as a sack there. Lost yardage, bringing up 4th and 17, but had a late blitz there by West that really made him flush out of the pocket. And then as he stepped up, I think he hit his own guy and fell down there. But he might have had enough space. I don't know. Would have been really, really close to a first down. But he definitely would have gotten 10, 12, 15 yards out of that for sure. I think East is just going to go ahead and take the 5-yard penalty, or just nope, they're going to burn one of those timeouts.
Yeah, they took a timeout when the play clock reached 0, trying to milk as many seconds off the clock as they can, giving West less time. So, West, probably by the time they realized, hey, we should take a timeout here, the play clock was down to 10. So at that point, you just spend the 10 seconds. But
yeah, so smart move there on East and the coaching staff to see that. Since West wasn't going to call it, they just went ahead and took the 5. Not going to hurt them in the punting game here. And that was, like you said, be able to burn some more time, bring this down to 2:28 as we see the
West cheerleaders in the house with their pink pom-poms for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yep.
Showing the spirit and showing the awareness, firing up the West crowd. You see Coach Kittner there on the sideline with his East Thunderhawks. 7-point lead. Clock ticking down in the first half.
And go back to just what you said about, the community here, both East and West side, and all the charity and recognition here, pregame and here at the first intermission between the first and second quarter for Reach Out Lakota. Just a lot of good things happening here in the Lakota School District in Westchester Liberty Township. So, sometimes we get on these kids, the high school kids, but they do a lot of stuff in the community as well and try to give a little bit back here in Lakota.
So interesting you say that. I had the pleasure of unstuffing the buses that got stuffed. Now they use U-Hauls now. They used to use the school buses where you had to lift the big heavy boxes over the seats, and they got smart a couple years ago. On Wednesday, when we emptied 5 U-Haul trucks, 15-foot U-Haul trucks of stuff, the East basketball team showed up with 18 players, helped unload. 1 hour later, the West softball team showed up. The East basketball team showed up with about 20 girls there. We're sorting cans, we're unloading buses, carrying heavy boxes, good conditioning for the athletes, but like you just said, giving back to their community.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, no, it's a stress by the programs, by the schools, and it's nice to see the Lakota School District and the 2 high schools here, though rivals tonight, coming together for good causes too. So,
see, Superintendent Wiley was down at that recognition with a half East and half West jersey on, and
so now we're back
finally
in here.
Punt. Bad snap.
Bad snap, gets it off, goes quick to the coffin corner, and I think it's going to go for a touchback. But boy, again, East diverts some disaster there as the snap came back looking a little ugly.
That was handled nicely by the East punter. Did a good job kind of bouncing it to himself and corralling it in.
I think it was 13. Tyler Gruber was the punter there, you see on the replay, and great idea. He was able to scoop it up, still got it off, didn't have a lot of pressure, and was looking for the coffin corner but could not get it.
So West with a chance to drive down the field here, you know they're going to have a, Tyson Davis has not been involved from his wide receiver position yet. So
Smith
look
now
for a ball to him, look for a ball. Got to use your receivers. You see Davis there at the bottom left of your screen. Up top, you see Brogdon. It's got to go to one of them.
1st and 10 here at the 20-yard line. There's a quick handoff again, sticking with what they've had so far, as East will wrap him up and hold on, and they'll be glad to stack it up and burn some extra time if you're on the east side. And on the west side, boy, you want a little sense of urgency here with the clock getting right at the 2-minute, which is no 2-minute warning here in the high school. So it'll burn right on through, 1:59 and counting, as West looks over again to the sidelines. Smith getting the play in.
How do we like the West speckled jerseys? That's kind of a neat look there. A little different than just the plain white. They got some speckles there. That is not dirt on their uniforms. It hasn't rained.
Smith hands off. Big hole there as number 3 comes through, and Ryder Hooks puts the first initial hit on him and has help from
Miranda. Yeah, Hooks with the first slow down, and then Miranda makes sure that he's not going to go further.
Yeah. So, boy, right there, Kent, big hole, and then from the safety position, Ryder Hooks comes flying in to shut it down. And then lots of help from his linebackers coming in. So that'll bring up a first down, though. First, they did give him a first down on that. 1st and 10 at the 30, right at the 30-yard line. So West is setting up with the clock rolling, though, burning lots of time. Smith in that shotgun. Looked right, nothing there. He's going to have to roll out. Gets hit as he comes down, but gets rid of it. Nice play there by Smith as he was getting hit on the throw.
Yeah, Jaden Brogdon with the catch, and Firebirds quick to the line. Interesting, they're going to save their timeouts in case they cross the 50 there, and there's a quick snap.
And Smith goes back, throws a long ball now over into the corner, and lots of coverage over there by number 5 and 7 for the Hawks.
It's one of those 50-50 balls that did not go the Firebirds' way, got tapped away there.
Jones and Miranda.
Yeah, intended for Bradley. But again, those are the plays you got to make if you're going to come down and score. So clock stops. They can catch their breath here, but throwing into double coverage.
Dangerous.
Smith, nice job by the Hawks safeties and corners.
Knocking it away.
Getting toward the receiver there, Bradley.
Smith now still standing there at his own 40-yard line in the shotgun. Rolls back looking for something. He's going to get hit from behind, and he's going to get swallowed up by the East defense. And guess who's back there? Number 6.
Yeah, Dawson Reap. It looks like Hooks came from the left side and drove him toward Reap, and Reap just wrapped him up and brought him down. So West is going to take a timeout here, setting up 3rd and 14. But you see Ryder come through and run him, and then Reap just comes right through the gap and brings him down. 18 was
hit him
hanging
like
around
a
there as
bulldozer.
well. 18, Chris Boyer on defense.
Yeah, so slow. Yes, kind of a delayed blitz there by Ryder Hooks. And then, like you said, that got him out, flushed out of the pocket, and Reap just comes in and lays the wood on him hard. And that's going to knock him back for about a 4-yard loss. Bring up 3rd and 14 here with 44 ticks left in the half. Hawks up 14-7 over the Firebirds, and it's getting interesting, Ken.
Obviously throwing down here on 3rd and 14, but on the same token, the way Kenyon Norman runs the ball, you can't discount that. You can't just completely drop back into coverage.
Cannot.
Got to keep an eye and shadow him to make sure that he doesn't run.
He can easily pick up 14 yards, no doubt. As Smith's in the shotgun, Norman right there. They're going to hand it off to him. It's going to get strung out. And ball's loose. Ball loose. As that thing popped out of there like popcorn out of the machine.
54 jumped on it, Brandon Stanley. But not enough yards for the first, so be interesting here what Lakota West decides. They could try a Hail Mary here. They have a 4th down. Surprised East isn't taking a timeout here to force West into running a play.
Yeah, I don't know where that came out, but boy, that thing came popping straight up out of there, and East had a chance to jump on it, but the West, I think one of the offensive linemen are able to pounce on it and keep possession and bring up 4th and 8 now.
Not hitting the locker room, so you may.
West is just going to let it run out here at the end. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Ken. I think
somebody may have taken a timeout there with 1 second left, but we're not sure what side. We're going to hear from the official.
So I think either Lakota East called a timeout. But I'm surprised they didn't do that earlier, though, Ken, right? I mean, as soon as they saw West wasn't going to do anything with the ball.
So you're giving West a chance to run a Hail Mary play there. You know, it's not like they're going to punt you. You're making them run one more play. That's a really interesting call. I would have thought they would have taken that timeout with 6 or 7 seconds left when the
I don't know what the time, if we got
ended.
the replay there, when he gets hit and brings 4th down up, how much time's left on the clock?
So they're forcing Lakota West to run one more play.
Because I want to say that play started with 22 seconds, and surely it didn't take 21 seconds to run that play.
So if I'm Lakota West, I'm probably just dropping back and taking a knee, unless I think I can throw the Hail Mary downfield and get a tip ball. Yeah, they're going to run a play. They're going to go 4 wide. And
so it shows that West is out of timeout, so maybe West called the timeout.
Yeah,
so,
West. Oh, okay.
Yeah, there goes just hand off and nothing going there, because I'm looking at the scoreboard. Looks like West is out of timeouts. He still has them, but I don't know. Confusion there. Pretty interesting way to end the first half. But your Lakota East Thunderhawks 14, Lakota West Firebirds 7.
Life's daily battles are not meant to be fought alone.
We're not powerless, so long as we don't lose sight of what's important.
Don't be afraid to seize that moment to talk to your friends.
Cloud, you okay?
Because checking in on a friend can create a safe space.
The first step on our new journey. You coming?
Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Seize the awkward. It's totally worth it.
I surrender.
All right, pal. Get ready for the day, buddy.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Dad. Do we have a gun?
What's up?
Do we have a gun?
How do you know when you've made the right decision? It's the feeling you get in your gut. The one that tells you what's right or wrong. It's the one that says, sure, I can have a drink. Or the feeling that says, okay, I've been drinking. Now what? It's the voice inside you that says, I'm buzzed. Better leave the car when it's time to go. Plan ahead. Catch a sober ride. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Dear moms and dads, we know it's not always been easy, and it's been a lot of hard work.
it's not worth trying.
What you have achieved here today is going to help us and our futures.
Tell me it's not worth trying.
It is why we are coming up on stage to collect your diplomas.
Everything I do it for you.
Mom, love you all.
No, it's true. Everything I do it for
When you graduate, they graduate. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hawks Nest here at Lakota East for the crosstown showdown between the Lakota East Thunderhawks and the Lakota West Firebirds. It's Ken Yablonsky here in the booth with my partner Dave Royce. And Dave, we've got a Lakota East 14, Lakota West 7 halftime score. What do you think so far about this game?
You starting or him? All right. Hey, Ken, this has been a great first half, 14-7, like you said. Great night. We got a little visitors here filling up the booth here tonight as we see the Lakota East Thunderhawks really controlling the ball there on West. Kind of surprised
we
to see that.
Thought we were going to have a defensive struggle here after the middle of the first quarter, no score. And then East got on the board with a Ryder Hooks bounce out, breaking tackles and getting out to the outside and scoring. Firebirds answered relatively quickly, had a long sustained drive to tie it up 7-7. And then the Hawks came right back with a Carter Jones touchdown to take the lead 14-7. Since that point, there hasn't been any scoring.
Yeah, the total offense is pretty close. A little lopsided either way as far as rushing and passing. But we'll be set up here for a really good second half. And joining us in the booth, Ken, we got this guest here with us for the second half. Young man used to play a little bit of football here, he and his brother, the Seafield Twins. And Austin stepping up to the mic first. Austin, glad to see you here. And good luck. You've been looking really good on Saturday mornings and Saturday afternoons there with the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yep, thank you for having me. Glad to be back for year 2 for this.
Yeah,
it's fun. Yeah, it's fun.
Second year in a row. One of my highlights last year, I remember both of you guys saying, hey, we've never got to see a halftime, so now you've gotten to see 2 halftimes of the band being out here. What a treat that was. And
we got to talk to Austin last year about this time, maybe week 6 or 7 when Ohio State had their bye. And Austin, we mentioned to you what it's the difference here between Friday night high school games and Saturday afternoon college games. And you had said the crowd's a lot bigger, it's a lot louder. What's your perspective now that you're starting for the Ohio State Buckeyes and on the field all the time? What's your perspective here? Difference between high school football, college football? Yeah,
so definitely the big difference is the size. I'm lucky to play at Ohio State, and the stadium fits 110,000 people, and it gets really loud for opposing teams. They have to use on the silent count, and I've been in stadiums where it's been very loud, and we have to use the silent, and I can't hear the guy next to me. And
Yep, there goes West on the kickoff down the left-hand side on the short pooch kickoff, and not what we want to see from the east side, but a big shot in the arm for West as they get the ball and get pulled down inside the red zone. Looks like they're going to be about down to the 20, nope, just short of the red zone, 21-yard line.
Yeah, short kick from the Hawks. Looked like they were trying to catch West off guard, but the hands team, especially Jaden Brogdon, one of their sure-handed receivers, in there to catch the short kick and go right down the sideline, giving West outstanding field possession to start the second half.
And there you heard a little bit of that crowd from the west side, a little bit different, Austin. Probably about 5,500 people here, standing room only tonight, as opposed to, like you said, 110. But boy, you leave one good band, you get the best band in the land up there too. You don't probably get to see that much either, being in the locker room. And but real treat, and a big difference though at the another level, right?
Yep, they're very, very loud. This year they switched ends, and they're definitely even louder for us. It was kind of cool yesterday at practice. We got to do the Script Ohio with the band, so it was kind of cool to see.
Very nice, very nice.
Austin, you played in some of these East-West games before. What's it like, the difference between playing an East-West game versus East versus Sycamore, East versus Coleraine, East versus Mason? What's so different about East-West? Definitely
the energy, the intensity, and the physicality. It's all cranked up. You can just feel the crowds, and you feel the school energy all week. You know, it's East versus West week, so all the hype's building up to Friday night.
So West does a quick handoff, gets stopped there by Lakota East, and big battle in the trenches, something you and your brother know quite a bit about with the old law firm right there, Ken, being down in the trenches of the Lakota East offensive line.
Yeah, it was always fun calling the Searveld, and I forget who else was in that law firm, but blocking up front, just protecting their quarterback. still have that mindset. I know last I saw you on a YouTube video, you hadn't given up a pressure on your quarterback yet. Is that still intact?
No, that's not intact anymore. I can count on a single hand how many pressure I have, so that's pretty good. But still 0 sacks, and that's still the mindset each week. Just can't let the quarterback get hit.
Something you're going to have to start up there at Ohio State. You're going to have to get the law firm of all your guys there in the trenches, as you guys do a pretty good job of keeping your quarterback clean.
And how's it like having a Lakota West teammate?
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of cool. We do have a bet on this game, so hopefully my guys pull out. But yeah, it's pretty cool playing with someone on the line, not only on the team but on the line. So it's pretty cool.
Norman tries to go forward, and the East defense trying to not break but bend just a little bit and keep him out of the end zone. So 2nd and 8 here early, as West still trying to pump this ball in after the great run back on the opening kickoff. So yeah, Austin, great having you up here in the booth. It's a week off for you, and we appreciate you guys coming around, and a little special honor at the beginning of the game. Honorary captain at the beginning of the game at midfield there. You and your brother getting to be out there on the turf at pregame, so that was fun and neat to see.
Jackson Smith, a little confusion there, but this time he hands it off to Norman. Norman nowhere again. The Hawks defense stopping him again on 2nd and 8. Gain of only about 1.
Yeah. So there you see the battle of the trenches right there. West offense against the East defense. And right now looks like East defense. And boy, this crowd, though, may not be 110, is getting pretty rowdy right now.
Definitely is.
Yeah, you see the crowd in the background there. I think we're looking toward the Hawks sideline and their home crowd, and it is loud here at the Hawks Nest.
So Austin, we appreciate you. Thanks for coming on. He's going to hand the headset over to the other part of the old Seaverfield law firm. And how's it feel to be back here at the Lakota East in a big East-West game?
It's always good to be back here at the East-West game, as unfortunately they run it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, Norman there for his 2nd touchdown of the game, just off tackle. The blocking opened up the hole, and pending a Kofi Abdul-Fahar extra point, we're going to have another tie game here.
Yeah, tough answer, or tough call for the defense there to try to put the stop on when you're only 21 yards out after the kickoff. But East defense was trying to keep him out of the end zone, but West finally punches it through, gets in there for 6. And like you said, Ken, we're just a PAT away from seeing if this is going to get all tied up, and looks like it will be. 14-14, so we definitely got a ball game here in the Hawks Nest. And we were just asking your brother, boy, what's it like, these East-West games versus any other game in the GMC that you play?
It's night and day different. You just completely different energy, because you grow up with the guys playing on the other side, so it's just a lot more extra trash talk energy and just physicality between the whistles and always after the whistles.
Absolutely.
That's a question, Aiden, is like, how many of these kids did you play basketball or football in the yard or in the playground or things with? Like, when you played at East, were there West kids that you knew personally?
We probably know, like, at least a lot, like, especially like your class. You know a lot of guys on that field, and then all the other classes. You just know everybody.
So Aiden, talk to us. During the halftime up in the press box here before we came back on air, we were talking a little bit about high school athletics and kids that are two-sport athletes. How big was that for both you and your brother, both being two-sport athletes? Did it help both your football game and your other sport there?
So we were talking to Coach Atkins, the basketball coach here, and he said every two-sport athlete he has is incredible, and it always perfects their game. When we played two sports, it just makes every sport better.
Yeah, you and your brother both two-sport athletes, and he was sharing too that quite a few of his teammates up at Ohio State, you would think, are only one sport athletes, but no, Austin shared that quite a few kids are dual athletes.
Abdul-Fahar's kick lands in the Hawks end zone. They tried to come out and return it, but in high school you're not allowed. So ball is going to come out to the 20-yard line for the Hawks to start.
And you can see that in their play too, right? You can see how great athletes those kids are up there at Ohio State, and many other schools too, though, where you have two sport athletes, and probably why they're number one in the nation. So I know you get to have the fun to go up and watch them quite a bit up in Columbus. So that's got to be a lot of fun, you guys being together after being together for so long through your younger years and up through high school.
Yeah, it's really fun to go watch them play in that stadium. It's real special. Because growing up, we always played together, and just seeing him and then rooting him on.
Now, what kind of seats do you have?
So we have some pretty good seats. We got about a couple rows up from the sideline, right around the 30-yard line.
Good, close enough to heckle your brother if he does something wrong?
We're pretty much right behind him, a couple rows up.
Now here's the question: you got to take him down to UC, show him the oldest stadium in the NCAA, and see a big
Hurricane Rider Hicks, Dave.
So we would love for Ohio State to come into the oldest stadium in the country and play in that very tough environment. But I don't think they have that scheduled yet. But that would be.
Wouldn't that be fun?
That would be something.
You as a UC guy and him as a Ohio State guy, that'd be something special. But yeah, tomorrow UC's homecoming will be a big game down there as well. So, hey, we really appreciate you guys coming up and spending some time with us and giving back a little bit as alumni. Give us that perspective of what an East-West game is and what you guys got to share on the field and together. Really special.
It's been really great. I mean, every East-West game you go to is just something special. You really got to go out and see one.
Outstanding. Well, hey, thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate you. Always welcome back anytime you're in town.
Thank you, guys.
We thank you. So there it is, folks, live here at Westchester Cable TV. The Searfield brothers in the booth with us, giving you a little perspective of what it's like to be in a big GMC matchup and what it's like to be in a big Division I, #1 ranked national champs, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
So meanwhile, Knutson connects with Carter Jones there on the outside, and the Hawks had a big run for Ryder Hooks while we're talking about playing on Saturdays. Hopefully we see Ryder Hooks next year on a team on Saturday. I had the pleasure of talking with his dad the day after we watched him score 5 touchdowns, and he had some college.
There he goes down the right-hand side, Ken. He's looking for one of those right now, and he may go all the way. Touchdown, Thunderhawks!
Right on cue, right as we were talking about his just prolific ability to get to the end zone and make plays. His second touchdown of the night, and man, Ryder Hooks, as we ring the bell, is just pumped up. He came to play.
He did come to play, as he does every weekend and week out. And there's another long scamper, about a 40-plus yarder, I think that one was, Ken, down the right-hand side after breaking that first initial tackle. And he's going to put the Hawks up here 21-14 with 7:13. And Ken, just like we saw in the first half, West gets a score, East comes right back with a really quick smack and puts the ball in the end zone. As you see Ryder Hooks there in the replay, coming down and then drops the ball like he's been there before, and he has quite a bit as the leading scorer in the GMC. Ryder Hooks with another 6 points.
Yeah, he's putting together quite the season there. You see, as soon as he turns the corner and just beats everyone down the field, man, it just makes it look easy.
Somebody tried to shoe tackle him there, not gonna happen.
So his dad told me he was looking at possibly some MAC schools. He wanted Eastern Kentucky. I know they visited that. His dad has a catering business. He's one of the East coaches. Off the Hook barbecue, and it was some good eats.
Yeah, we'd have to get him to bring some of that up here in the booth. We'd love to see that. So Ryder Hooks with 6 more, 21-14, 7:13 left here in the third, and I don't think we're done, Ken. I predicted into the 30s, and we'll see if we're going to get there.
So, Dave, we have a large fan base over at the Liberty Collective.
Yeah, a little shout out to them.
If you're watching at the Liberty Collective, I want to hear you shout as loud as you can so that we can hear you up in the booth.
Kickoff goes down inside the 5, and there the kick coverage all over it there and they're going to haul him down, and they're going to spot that about the 10, 11-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, good kick coverage there by the Hawks, just smothering the back as he tried to cross the 20-yard line. Dave, have you been to that Liberty Collective yet?
I have not. Looks super nice in there. Lots of TVs.
Big screen showing this game, showing our broadcast, and it's for upcoming restaurateurs or entrepreneurs that need a shared kitchen and don't have enough capital to start their own restaurants.
Yeah.
So they start out there and doing great things over there.
Yeah, great concept, great location. Couldn't be any more convenient here to Lakota Sports. So now the West takes the ball, starting off at their about 13-yard line.
Nowhere to go there.
And nowhere to go, but boy, this Lakota East team has really come out of the locker room fired up, Ken.
Yeah, they're really using the momentum, especially after that score. When you could go back up a touchdown, you've got all the momentum in the world, and that's what this East-West game is all about.
So East comes out, a little maybe trickery, you might say, with the little pooch kickoff, right? Maybe try to catch them off guard. It doesn't work, kind of backfires. You'd think that would deflate the balloon, but then, boy, here comes Ryder Hooks pumping that air right back in, and, boy, this team's fired up. And anytime you can dominate in special teams, that's definitely going to flip the script on the game. So West hands off again, and the East defense is right there as they're expecting a big dose of running out of number 3, Norman.
Yeah, they had to have made a halftime adjustment there. Not that you don't expect it coming into the game, but now that you've seen up live and personal, you can make some adjustments, and whatever they're doing on the adjustments there has worked so far the first 2 plays of this series.
And looks like, we were talking about the young man that came back from baseball. They went with the double running backs there for the first couple of series. Seems like West has abandoned that.
Yeah, they've totally aborted that. He had 2 carries in the first half, only gaining 1 yard. They started in that pro set formation, but now they're back to the single back.
So 3rd and 7 as Smith gets back, hands it off again to Norman. He's trying to stretch it out, but Ryder Hooks comes up from the safety position, makes a big play, and there's that athlete playing both ways.
Yeah, when we talked about we'll see him on Saturday most likely. Will we see him on offense or will we see him on defense?
That's a great
Travis
question.
Hunter can do it, but it's very, very, very rare. Number 5, Carter Jones as well.
Yep, and 87, P.J. McFarland going both ways. So a lot of guys studding it out here tonight, playing offense and defense. And right there, 2 guys playing both ways. Carter Jones and Ryder Hooks shut the door on the Firebirds, and they got a punt from the edge of their end zone. Gets another line drive back. Number 3 is going to grab that. I think that is the Braxton Thurman. And again, a lot of good coverage there on the punt team for West.
Yeah,
he's going to get good returns out of these.
Yeah, you're going to get good leg out of Abduafor punting the ball. So the coverage knows about how far that's going to go, and that's well coached. Being able to just meet the receiver there. You don't want to fair catch that because it's a low ball. You could have a chance to return, but Lakota West special teams, Lakota West punt coverage has been outstanding today. Yeah, and they're going to need a big stop here if they want to make something happen here in this 3rd quarter still.
Yeah, good field position for the Hawks as they get the ball right about at the 44-yard line. Ryder Hooks off the left, breaks 1 tackle, goes down the sidelines, and rarely gets caught from behind, but number 17 is able to wrestle him down.
Dave, he broke 2 tackles on that. Looked like an ankle grab, and he does a hop over here. So right here, he does 1 hop over, and then 0. Edwards finally brings him down, but not before Ryder Hooks scampers ahead for close to 25 yards.
Doing it again with his legs, as now he's well into West territory now at the 33-yard line. Canute's back there, hands it off to Ryder Hooks again. He's going up the middle looking for a little something. Dives down in between all those big bodies and gets a couple of yards.
Yeah, right into the line. Firebirds do a good job on that first down play. Number 52 for the Firebirds on that stop, Joe Perkins. Yeah,
so like you said, the West really needs to come up with a big stop here to stay in this ball game and not let East kind of stretch this lead out, as they're probably almost in field goal range, as now they go off the right side. And wow, what a great tackle that was by number 22.
Yeah, Judah Blair, and he has been all over the field. Corrections on that last tackle, it was Braylon McQueen. But good stop there by Blair out of his linebacker position. Three minutes left here in the third. Hawks driving down the field at the 29-yard line, real close to Fitzstevens' field goal range.
As Knutz dodges one bullet there, goes forward on the broken play, I'm going to say, on that one, Ken, because I think he wanted to throw that down the right side.
Yeah, Knutson was looking downfield. Good coverage by the West DBs, and there is nowhere to go. Bring up 4th and 6, about the 28. I don't see the field goal unit coming on yet, so just possibly out of his range on this cold fall night or this chilly fall night. So they are going to go for it here on 4th and 6. Too close to the end zone to punt and just a little bit too far for the field goal. Right on the border of what he's capable.
4th and 6, they stay back there, single set. They throw right down the middle. Big strike to P.J. McFarland, and he's going to haul it in, Ken, for a big gainer.
Outstanding hands by McFarland, goes up, well covered, but Knutson found him and found the seam. Nice tight spiral down the field. Knutson loves throwing to McFarland, and that's why, because he can go up and get a ball and bring it down. Going to be 1st and goal at the 7 for the Hawks.
So just when I would say just get the first down, the Hawks go right down the center of the field with a big long strike to P.J. McFarland and put this ball inside the 10-yard line for 1st and goal.
First down, they try and go around the end with Hooks, and he is brought down by Roman Combs. That's about 2 on the carry.
It's going to bring up 2nd and goal from right around, just right the tip of the 5-yard line there. Looks like he got over the 5-yard line, but they set the ball back a little bit. He's right at the tip of the 5-yard line, so big play there. The big hands and big 6'7" P.J. McFarland goes up and gets it.
So now Knutson moving some players around. Hooks goes to his left.
Going to look to throw. He sits in a single set back there. Goes back to McFarland over there in that corner. And touchdown!
That's a great route by McFarland. He pins his receiver to his backside and then rotates in, dives to his left to make the catch, but awesome hands by P.J. McFarland.
Yeah, you'll see it here. Knut's back there. He knows exactly where his man's going, and as soon as he makes the turn, he fires one in there, like you said, Ken. Did a great job of boxing out. Coach Atkins would like that from the basketball background that PJ has, and is able with those soft hands just grab that ball for 6.
And Fitzstevens adds another one there to have the Hawks take a 2-touchdown lead on the Firebirds, and this second half has been all Lakota East so far.
Yeah, a little too much hanging on by 23, worrying about grabbing the jersey, not knowing the ball's already on him. And that's going to be an easy 6 for the Hawks as the sophomore fires it in there, and P.J. McFarland grabs it. And the senior tight end having a big night, both blocking and catching now, as he got them down there into the zone, Ken, and finishes it off, as the Thunderhawks going to have to work on those push-ups to get up to 28 and then some.
Yeah, Lakota West has got to find a way to answer these touchdowns.
And now, boy, that's a big momentum swing. You can just feel the energy here, even up in the booth on this side of the field. The Lakota East Thunderhawks got some mojo going right now, as Fitzpatrick is going to set up for the kick here, or Fitzstevens, I'm sorry, setting up for the kick.
So what can Lakota West do? Tyson Davis has not touched the ball except for a run in the backfield. I expected to see him more, but he's covered by Cole Miranda, so it's tough to get Tyson Davis the ball.
Yeah, so Fitzstevens hits a good one there down in that corner, and the Firebirds were hoping to get a out of bounds, but it goes into the end zone for a touchback, and that's going to set West up right at their 20-yard line with no return there at all.
While we have a break in the action, Dave, I want to thank again Westchester Cable for allowing us to stream this game. I know we've got some viewers on both the east and west sides here.
Yep.
You and I have had the pleasure of calling each of their teams independently and together, and it's fun to see them play against one another. And thank you to our camera crew who's out there, hopefully bundled up on this little chilly night. It's dropped down to 45 degrees and lowering, but they're volunteers and they're out there and they bring the action to you with great precision and with joy. Love working with this crew and the crew in the truck who's a little warmer. They're bundled up. They close their doors. A little bit warmer in the truck than out there. There's space heaters in there.
Out there in the elements, especially up on the roof. Got to talk to those guys at halftime. They were warming up down here, and they give you these shots week in and week out, play by play. None better than the folks on the cameras and in the truck. We appreciate you guys, Justin and Adam and the guys. So back to live action here. Smith with a quick reception, brings up 2nd and 2. They'll go right back to the run to Norman as he breaks off to the left-hand side. Loose ball. Ball comes out again.
I think it's going to retain to the Firebirds because Hawks did not jump on it before it went outside. That is going to move the chains. He got enough for the first down prior to having the ball bounce out of his hands. That ball is getting a little slippery tonight, speaking of a chill in the air.
2nd and 2 there, and guess who made the hit to knock the ball out?
I'm going to guess Ryder Hooks.
Ryder Hooks there, catching the man on the spin, and little confusion here on substitution.
Yeah, East had a couple too many players on the field. They try and scamper off, and Firebirds did not snap the ball, but Hawks being proactive by taking the timeout.
Coach Kidna not happy with something there about the substituting. As the referee saying, come on out and talk to me. And Coach Kidna will definitely take that invitation.
Yeah, basically if the offense substitutes, the defense has the right to substitute. So the official's job is to run up to the line, make sure they don't snap the ball. And I think Coach Kidna was saying they substituted, so we get a chance to substitute as well. But a couple guys scampering off the field, better safe than sorry. Not sure if they're going to get charged with the timeout here or not. They're sorting up the stuff. They're
figuring it out.
Yep.
Doing their administrative actions there. They're a little huddle there by the stripes.
Sorting out the fiddlesticks down on the field.
Yeah.
Between the home stand and the snack stand. We've had that ring for 64 years. I don't have to tell you how important it is. If you see it, please turn it in.
So I don't think there was a charged timeout there. I don't see anything off the board. I think we're trying to get the play clock reset as it's winding down. But now everything seems good to go. 29 ticks here left in the third. Smith calls for the ball, gets it in the shotgun, goes right down the middle on a big pass and hit to number 9.
Yeah, Jaden Brogdon, one of his favorite targets, and he's had a couple targets so far. 22 seconds left. The clock stops temporarily while they move the chains.
Quietly moving this ball pretty well, and East defense going to have to put the stop on them here if they want to get this ball back, as you see with 13 seconds and counting now. In this third, Smith in the shotgun, single set back there. He's going to go right back into the zone. Zips the ball right across the middle to a wide open number 5.
Tyson Davis finally with his first catch down the field.
And he had a bunch last weekend.
Yeah, if West wants to get back into this game, they're going to have to rely on that from Tyson Davis.
So that's about a 13, 14-yard pickup, and we'll get a first down here. To end the third quarter. Lakota East 28, Lakota West 14. We'll be right back.
We're going to be right back after a quick commercial. Well, we are back. We are back here at the Hawks Nest, and great fall night for football. Crosstown shootout between Lakota East, Lakota West. East with a 28-14 lead. Kenyon Norman, 2 touchdowns for West. Ryder Hooks, 2 touchdowns for East. The band's in the house.
Yeah.
There's a chill in the air, and loving this Friday night game.
It is a great Friday night, Ken, and boy, what a game we've had so far. As you said it, man, it's a battle right here. I said it would be a battle of the Saint-Jean-Marie, the old Waterloo battle, and we've got one going here, but right now the Hawks up 28-14. Going into the fourth.
Yeah, it's been a game of momentum. As soon as they stop West, or as soon as they score, their defense comes out the very next possession and shuts Lakota West down. That's been the difference, is when West scored in the second quarter, East came right down and scored again quickly. When East scores, their defense comes out and makes a great stop. Their East is really feeding off their West, as we see on the field.
That's the camera guy, TV timeout on the Spectrum side out there, letting them know that there's still a commercial, but he's getting into it with the Lakota East student section, leading a little bit of cheers out there.
Yeah, there's 2 ways to do that, Dave. You can either stand out there and put your hand up high and say, just be quiet until we're ready to broadcast again, or you could do something like that and really get the crowd behind you. So
and the East
that man loves his job.
East student section is responding and following him right and left, says they're having a good time here on Friday Night Lights here in Westchester, Liberty Township.
Yeah, TV timeout here, not by Westchester Cable, but by one of our broadcast partners and colleagues. But we are here at Lakota Westchester Cable and bringing you this game, hoping that both of these fan bases are there. As you see down in the corner, you can subscribe, you can like the page, you could comment on the broadcast, and just enjoy seeing student athletes, seeing grandchildren, seeing neighbors, seeing friends, seeing classmates play this game on a Friday night.
Yeah, like I was telling Austin and Aiden, the probably 5,500, maybe 6,000 standing room only sold out tonight as West takes the ball on their first snap of the fourth quarter and goes right side and gets another big gainer of about 12, 14 yards. And boy, they're slowly moving the chains methodically down the field. And just like you were saying, where East was putting a stop on them, this drive, West is just going right down the field.
That carry was Braden Johnson, who, if you missed us talking earlier, Braden, this is his first game of the season. He decided to play fall baseball being his primary sport. And Braden came to Coach Bolden about 2 weeks ago and said, hey, Coach, I miss football. I want to play now that baseball's over. And Coach Bolden went to the team and talked to the captains, talked to the players, and said, what do you guys think about Braden coming back and playing? As this Jackson Smith pass goes.
Oh, the Hankies are going to come out. So Smith goes to the corner as he was looking for his man deep in that corner. I'm not for sure if that was going to be catchable or not, but nonetheless, the Hankies come out, and that's going to set Lakota West up at.
So believe it or not, Dave, that's only the first post-snap penalty. We've had 2 pre-snap penalties, one false start on East and one false start on West. But that's the first in-action penalty that we've seen on either team. So such a well-played game, and you don't always see that with East-West. Sometimes you see some extracurriculars, but both teams being very disciplined here in this game.
Yeah, they called that post play there. I wasn't too for sure what we saw in the replay. I saw the receiver grab a whole hand of face mask, but nonetheless, they're going to get a first down at the about 6-yard line, 1st and goal. Smith back there, hands it off quick, had him wrapped up once, and gets some help as 29 had a chance to really drop him in the backfield there. Leverett again, Christopher Leverett.
And that's Johnson. That's Braden Johnson on the carry again. Now, we talked about this as his first game this season. Last year, he did have a great junior campaign at running back, so he knows the playbook, he knows the offense. He's worked with Jackson Smith, he's worked with Norman, he's worked with Tyson Davis and Brogdon, so not new to this offense, but just new on the field this season.
Big tackle there by 68 Cameron Wells for East, jumping in there and helping out and keeping him out of the end zone. So now we're at second and goal from about the 5. Smith hands it off. And boy, again, thought he had him stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And looks like number 5 for West.
Yeah, second handoff of the game for Tyson Davis. He was in the backfield in the first quarter. And they, you know, like I said, they need to get him the ball. He's their primary playmaker and can score touchdowns. So this time they went Davis. I'm surprised Norman's not in on this power back formation, but Firebirds have first and goal at the 2.
Yeah, somebody had a chance again to hit him right in the for a loss and miss the tackle, and he's able to get another yard or 2 and take it down to the looks like 2-yard line.
So now looks like
as I think it should be.
Braden Johnson is under quarterback now, so they took Jackson Smith out. Johnson in at quarterback and Norman the running back.
First down, but I'm confused at that because they had a first and goal before. Should be third down, I thought. Oh, that's going to be a big penalty when you don't need it down around the goal line.
Yeah,
and that's a tough one when those big red numbers are right in front of you.
Yeah, you're right on the doorstep, and you can't be going the wrong way for free.
Yeah, they're calling it first and goal. I thought they had a first down off the penalty. It was first and goal, and they've run a numerous set of plays. So a little confused there, but nonetheless, they got the ball going through. Big stop by the defense on that one. Big number 95, 72 in there.
So this
Carter
is
Fossenot and looks like 95.
So Dave, this is something I did not expect from West. You know, you've got Johnson who is back on the team as a running back, and now you've got him lined up as a quarterback. Now Smith is back in the game.
Wallace with that initial hit that pounced him into the meat of that defense. Fossenoff and Forte there, the big D linemen,
but that was
wrapped him up.
Surprising call by Coach Bolden.
Norman going straight up. He's going to try to twist forward, and that's going to...
You know, I could see that play call from first and goal at the 2, but once you're back at the 7, it's, you know, it's much tougher for Johnson to take the snap from the 7-yard line than the 2-yard line. So I'm very surprised that they stayed with that Wildcat formation after the penalty.
So there's a substitution. Not too for sure why the play clock's not running, as the Hawks are going to call a timeout here on 4th and 4 from the 4.
I think it's 3rd and 4. Yeah, so Hawks going to use their second timeout of the half. Interesting play. You know, I want to go back to that Wildcat.
Yeah.
You've got Johnson, who's back on the team, relearning the playbook. He's a smart kid. He knows the playbook. But first and goal at the 2, you put him in Wildcat, you might do a wrinkle. When you're back at the 7, I think you need Jackson Smith back in the game. So I don't know why they kept him in there.
Really surprised at that too, but worked out well for West, and right now East is, worked out well for East, and now West is trying to figure out what they're going to do with this ball as they got down there inside the 10 on a penalty, and now have just been bouncing around, and then, like you said, got pushed back on the penalty that they had, the delay of game. So
see the East Thunderhawk cheerleaders here in their sweatpant uniforms here on this chilly night, firing up their crowd.
So after the timeout by East, Smith is back in the shotgun. He's got Norman next to him, going back to throw. He's going to throw off to the corner. Oh, misplay right there, over to one of his favorite guys, Tyson Davis, for a touchdown, Lakota West.
Yeah, good play action fake there. All the attention was on Norman shifting to the left, and then Smith goes to the right corner of the end zone to get Davis for the touchdown.
That's a big drive for the West Firebirds, marching down and answering the touchdown by Lakota East and making this a one-possession soon here we'll see 7-point game.
Yeah, if you could have any confidence in most kickers, it's both of these guys, Fitzstevens and Abdul-Ofar.
Abdul-Ofar goes for the PAT.
Drills it down the middle, so we do have a 7-point game here in Liberty Township.
Yeah, 21-28 as you see the replay there. The defender just looking for the ball to be on the outside. I think he was going for the pick and comes up short. Their 5 on your 5. Tyson Davis up against Carter Jones, and Davis wins that battle for touchdown. And boy, we got a good one here with 8:14 left on the clock.
Yeah, there's nothing like a one possession, one score East-West showdown. These games over the years have just been fascinating for these teams battling one another.
So looking there, Ken, we thought nobody got charged with a timeout there before on the confusion of the substitution, and now we see that East did get it charged with a timeout there, and that only leaves them with one timeout for the rest of this game when West still got their full complement of 3. So we'll keep an eye on if that defensive timeout hurt them. They used 2 on that series.
Interesting game in the GMC. Middletown is beating Princeton 7-6 in the 4th quarter.
Wow. That would shake things up in the GMC and in the greater Cincinnati area too. So there's a kick.
Got Hamilton beating Coleraine 21-10, and we got Fairfield beating Oak Hills 17-0.
And there's another short kick that is going to go out of the end zone.
Trying to find a Winton Woods Lebanon game that has playoff implications, not for these teams, but you can move up or down. Winton Woods 17, Lebanon 10. Winton Woods hanging on to 5th place here, so top 12 make the state bracket, and top 4 get a bye. East and West are locked into that 5 through 8 spot, so they both have a home game. It's not determined who they play, but once Joe Itel and his crew crunch the numbers, we will know by tomorrow morning at the very latest who each team plays.
Yeah, that'll be interesting as we look around in the Southwest Ohio area, right? So you like you said, they'll set those teams up, East, West, Princeton, all looking in there in the playoffs as Ryder Hooks takes that first handoff and goes up, and then you get those GCL teams still that are going to be around Moeller, St. X, Elder. So there's going to be some good playoff football here in the greater Cincinnati area.
And what a great tune-up. When you play East-West, you're playing hard. So it's not like you have an easy opponent your week 10. You're really putting yourself in good shape for your first playoff game because you're battling. This game is a true battle, which it's not like an easy scrimmage or you can, play your twos here. This means it all for these kids. It's some of these guys Super Bowl or like Aiden said earlier, you're playing against kids that you might have played Pee Wee football with, youth football with, youth basketball with. These are your boys that you're trying to prove you could beat them on the gridiron. And unfortunately, another West player down with a knee.
That's the big linebacker for West, Riley Newman, defensive lineman, 6'7". Junior. And just peeking at a few other scores, Hamilton up over Coleraine 21-10, and was trying to peek at some of the Winton Woods. There's one that don't count them out yet in the playoffs.
And he's being helped off the field there is number 8 Riley Newman. Hopefully it's just a temporary thing that can get him back in the game because I love watching him on the field.
Elders up over De La Salle, not De La Salle, but De La Salle, 35-7.
So East has to take care of business here. We've got 28-27, one-score game.
Moeller rolling on too. So yeah, you got those GCL schools. They're going to be doing their thing as I think the Hawks just jumped off sides.
Yeah, a little movement from number 60. Kind of got out of his stance.
And he's grabbing his helmet, knows it was him. Like you said, pretty clean game so far, not a lot of penalties.
A little more near this quarter, but
we're East going off the left-hand side there. As we had a little confusion up here, people walking in our booth.
I think we had someone call the wrong number here at our door.
Just kind of came through the door.
Did you order a pizza? I didn't order a pizza.
No.
6 minutes, 30 seconds left in this game, barring no overtime, which I usually don't like overtime, but that'd be fabulous if this went to overtime.
Ryder Hooks gets the handoff, goes right side, gets
one,
some more yardage.
If there's one man in this building who's going to make sure overtime does not happen, it's 24 on the Hawks.
Ryder Hooks is not up for overtime, unless he's going to break a record of some sort, I'm sure. But he is looking for a big win tonight as he picks up some valuable yardage, making this 3rd and manageable now. Brings up 3rd and 4, and as we've said before, Ken, that opens up the playbook for the Kitna coaches to see what they want to run here on offense.
Yeah, and Knutsen's done a great job this year in terms of, they have so much confidence in him, especially throwing the ball in that 4th and 1. So the sky's the limit here. You could give it to Hooks, or you can drop back like Knutsen's going to do here.
Knutsen's back there all by himself, throws it to big P.J. McFarland, breaks one. And P.J. McFarland, the go-to good hands, like Allstate. Knutsen says, hey, take this big fella and take it upfield for me, as you see him right here from the middle of your TV to P.J. McFarland, number 87, the future Indiana Hoosier.
When you have a sophomore quarterback and you know that if you put it anywhere in the vicinity of 87 and he's going to put his hands around the ball and bring it in, that gives you so much confidence as a young quarterback to be able to make that throw. It's not throwing the ball and I hope he catch it. Throw the ball, he's going to catch it. I'm getting the first down here.
It also helps to be 6'7" and great hands with all that basketball play too. As now Knutsen hands off to number 5. He finds some space on the right-hand side and leans forward. And Carter Jones has a good carry for another Thunderhawk first down.
Carter Jones sometimes gets overlooked in this offense. Knutsen makes big throws. P.J. McFarland makes big catches. Ryder Hooks gets the long downfield scores. Carter Jones is really, really solid in terms of second and short, second and medium, first and medium. He's very dependable, and he's so flexible. He can run, he can catch. He plays defense.
And he's another one of those kids going both ways. He's out there on the defensive back and running wide receiver, little running back too. Now Knutsen up underneath center, hands out off to Ryder Hooks. Hooks finds a little glimmer of space and makes something out of nothing and goes forward for about 5.
Christopher Stowe lined up in the backfield as well and gave him the lead block. Not that Hooks needs too many lead blocks, but Stowe does a great job of filling a hole, picking up the outside linebacker who's made some plays for West. So good offensive design there. And he's just going to follow right behind 19.
And here's the other thing too, Ken, that we've talked about, but I'll bring up, is that all these runs, that clock's just running and running and running. And Wes is going to have to use some timeouts here soon if he gets another first down. So Knutsen underneath center, hands it off to Ryder Hooks. Got a lot of green over there. He's going to on the left-hand side. He's not going to stop. He's going to go in for a touchdown. Thunderhawks.
The icing on the cake. Ryder Hooks, I was just about to say, you don't really need a touchdown here.
Right.
Because if you can just get about 10 more yards, Fitzstephen's going to kick you the field goal to win you the game.
I was waiting to see a T. Higgins, maybe 2-yarder, just sit down, maybe.
But Ryder Hooks to the end zone. Exclamation point.
Yes. Because like you said, he drops down inside the 5-yard line, and you can kill another 2 or 3 downs with the play clock and force West to burn some timeouts.
But you know what?
But no, Ryder Hooks smelled the end zone, pumps it in, and I think everybody on the sidelines is A-okay with that.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer to run it in, because if it's a tie game, maybe different story. because now if you're only up 7 here and you give West the ball, they can score and possibly go for 2. But being up 14 is a lot different than
big
being
difference,
up 7.
Yeah. And just too strong for any of these arm tackles. Look at this, Ken. Kid is just too strong, too low center of gravity that you're going to knock him off the game there and deny him the end zone. So Ryder Hooks steps it up, turns the Jets on, and makes this, like you said, a 14-point game, 35-21 right now, with 3:38. Now I'm gonna jinx myself, but I'm gonna say this. I told Coach Atkins before the game started, 34-31 was my prediction, and we're really, really close.
So Dave, for Ryder Hooks, he's got 2 defensive touchdowns, 2 receiving touchdowns, and today that was rushing touchdowns number 12, 13, and 14. So you're talking 18 touchdowns for Ryder Hooks.
Coach Jordan getting it down there, getting the crowd fired up after he had that offensive series he throws in there, and the fans react as the kickoff goes down, and the special teams is getting in it now as the Hawks are down there to swarm quickly and are going to keep Lakota West just inside that 20-yard line mark. I'm going to say right around the 18, 19-yard line. You'll see here the kickoff goes down, Ken, right at the 5-yard line. 11's been doing a great job of the returns as number 3 gets in there. Is that Braxton Thurman down there quick?
Yeah, 11 Bradley's a very smart player. Now, Dave,
he's been doing a great job on the kick returns.
The pattern has been that when East scores, their defense has had a huge defensive series right after. Obviously, West is going to be more in the 2-minute drill here, but if the pattern continues and East gets a good stop here, it's going to be game over.
Yeah, Smith back there by himself,
making sure
in
that's
the
not
shotgun, looking to throw, gets flushed out of the backfield. Boom, gets a dart right into number 87, their tight end.
That's his first catch of the game. That is
Xavier, I believe.
Yeah, Xavier Ratika. We talked about him last week about making some good blocks. Ratika's first catch, and Smith is in a hurry. They're getting to the line. They need
confusion there on defense for the Hawks as West is going with the quick 2-minute drill.
That's
and
Smith again over the middle.
Smith again with another quick dart for 10 yards. But this time, Xavier gets mixed up. You'll see here, Ken, on the replay. Smith, quick one right there, but then, boom, the other 87 comes in, and he gets Malachi crunched between him and Reap. Dawson Reap, number 6 for the Hawks. And I see a hanky thrown down there. I'm not too for sure what that's all about. We got a flag on the play. Looked like a clean hit, tackle.
Yeah, I'm wondering if something was said after the play was over.
Yeah, it had to be something after the play. As we see the referee going over to the west side, so I'm going to guess that's on East. And this might change the complexion depending on what this call is.
Illegal substitution on defense on that previous play. Player did not get off the field in time. That penalty is declined by Lakota West. The result of the play, first down.
So, like I said, there was some mass confusion there on East side about who was coming in and who was going out. You kind of don't expect that this late in the season, but nonetheless, and they got caught, I think, with an illegal substitution, but the play stands, the 10-yard gain by West is going to set them up at 1st and 10 at their 40-yard line.
Yeah, 2 quick plays down the field to gain 20 yards, and they made it look easy. 2 straight passes to the tight end.
Yeah, 20 quick yards right there, and like I said, this game is not over as Smith goes back, gets flushed out of the pocket, makes a lot of space to run as East kind of fell back there. Nobody bird dogging the quarterback at all, and he's going to gain about 18 himself on that one.
Yeah, Smith is not that much of a running quarterback, but good decision there to tuck and run, bolt forward, wholesale substitutions by East, and West is trying to get organized and get that ball snapped in a hurry.
Yeah, there's a mass substitution again by East. Smith going back, throws the ball up, and wow, just pitch and catch right there. As the East defense just looked really rattled in this series, as number 5 wide open down the seam, middle of the field. And
Tyson Davis, that's his
Tyson
second.
Davis going to walk it in for an easy touchdown, and another 40-yard or 38-so-yard strike there by Smith to Davis for a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Firebirds are on the board again.
Surprised it took him so long to get to Davis. I know I said that earlier, but, you know, he is their stud. He's their get it down the field and get in the end zone. So
as
we're
the kick
back
is
to a
up
one-score
and
game.
good. Back to the one-score game. I don't know if I jinxed us there, Ken, or not, but we'll see. But, hey, that took no time at all for the West offense, and still bigger, didn't need to use a single timeout in that drive.
Yeah, if they can kick it deep, you know, here's a question for West. Are you going to try for a short pooch kick, try and get East to bobble it? East obviously going to have their hands team in there. Or are you going to kick it deep and take your timeouts and try and get a 3-and-out, force East to punt the ball?
Here the replay. See Smith's obvious he was going into a passing mode there. Single set in the shotgun, and 5 just slips the defense right down the middle of the seam, and touchdown Firebirds. And we've got it 35-28, like you said, Ken, a one-possession game, one score, 7-point difference with 2:30 left. And now this is going to be, what can East do? First of all, you're going to expect the pooch kick here, Ken, the onside kick?
They could go either way with 3 timeouts.
I think you just kick it.
I think they're going to play it normal. I think they're going to kick deep. I think they're going to, well, I don't know.
I don't know if you kick deep, but I think you just kick, about half the distance down. And
the way they're lined up makes me think they're going to try an onside kick left.
I think so too, but low statistically are successful.
You need a 3-and-out.
East has the hands.
You need a 3-and-out anyway. So whether you get the 3-and-out down in deep or closer to the end zone that you're defending, onside kick, and that ball's
going to go out of bounds, and that's going to be even more disaster for West. As
East is going to get the ball in good field position.
They're going to get
field position's not important here.
So, Ken, from my perch here, not only are they going to get great field position as the ball got kicked out of bounds, and that's going to be a penalty, just as we saw last week, a few little extracurriculars from the West players. I saw somebody swinging, and the East guys putting their hands up, and I think one of the refs caught it. And I think they're going to get 15 tacked on top of this.
One of the West players approaching the official. I don't know if he's the captain. 2 of the players.
So I don't know if we have a replay on that onside kick. Yep.
So obviously good field position for East, but I don't know if field position is the most important thing here. The most important thing is it's your ball, and you got to run the clock out.
So there's the penalty. If you look in the top right hand, right there in the middle of the field, you see a lot of hands getting put up in the air, and that referee caught it. So a little extracurricular there, and that's going to help East tremendously now over midfield at the 34-yard line.
And ball control is important here. You can't have a turnover. Got to secure the ball as you run it. Obviously, Hooks knows how to play the game.
Knows how to do it. Stretches it far left. Goes down the left-hand side. He's going to go all the way and not set down. He's pumping it into the end zone. And that is the explanation point, my friend.
Holy cow. What a game.
Ryder Hooks.
By Ryder Hooks. He is up in the VIP boxes that are sold to fans that want a little warmth during the game.
He's going to get a little extra hanky for that, but I don't think he cares as he walks in for that's his second or third touchdown of the night.
That's his fourth, Dave.
Touchdown.
4th rushing touchdown, 19th on the season, overall touchdowns. And man, what a game. We sound like broken records. Ryder Hooks with an unbelievable game again.
41-28 as it stands right now, waiting for the PAT. They're going to give a little, they're going to get a penalty for a little excessive celebration, I believe is what they call that. As Ryder takes a trip into the VIP box down there.
Yeah, VIP box about maybe 8 yards past the back of the end zone. And he was heading that direction anyways, but jumped up on the ledge. And I think the fans here enjoyed that.
So they're going to assess it on the kickoff, it sounds like. They're going to give him the touchdown as the crowd is still intact here tonight.
Fitzstevens looking to add point number 42 for the Thunderhawks, and he does. Lakota East continues to score 30-plus points a game. Lots of points here. This offense is rolling.
Yeah, that was just you will see this handoff, Ken. That was just a simple handoff to the left-hand side, hoping to get a few yards. And Ryder Hooks, Ben Ryder Hooks does his thing and scampers into the end zone untouched.
Yeah, so the lights get turned off here as soon as I score. So nobody saw him go to the VIP booth. He kind of was in the corner of the end zone, watched the lights go off, and then, where's Hooks, where's Hooks, where's Hooks? And he winds up in the VIP booth. The band loves it. The fans love it. The Lakota West student section starting to head out a little bit. Another great East-West showdown here in Lakota.
And the East student section loves it. So big game here tonight. Game of the week. Everybody's here, like we said. Extra media, Channel 5, you know, has it as their Blitz game of the week. It's definitely our game of the week here in Westchester Cable TV. As we get the Lakotas matching up each other, Lakota East, Lakota West, giving you guys just a wonderful game tonight on both sides of the ball here. But so far, it has been the Ryder Hooks show and has made the big difference.
Get a chance to subscribe and like our page. You can watch more action. We're done with football after this game because the playoffs start next week and we can't broadcast that. But basketball is coming up.
Yep.
There's some community meetings with the election coming up, and Westchester Cable really keeps this community in the know with everything that they broadcast, both for our community and
Fitzstevens with the pooch kick. This is what I thought West might have done, but eliminates the return, but gives them really good field position at the 50-yard line, but
don't
not
count
too
Lakota
much.
West out either. I mean,
I was going to say 2 timeouts. Coach Bolden scratching, like we said at the beginning of the broadcast, for his 200th win. He knows how to come back in games. So with 3 timeouts, that can be a small eternity.
I'm pretty sure the last possession Lakota West scored in under a minute. So
yeah, so if
they
can
get down the field in a hurry,
quick score, they'll be right back in business. With trying to get possession again back off after the kick, but those 3 timeouts really are going to come in handy if West makes a fast strike here. As Smith in the backfield in the shotgun, I mean, he's going to hand it off to number 3.
It's Norman plowing ahead.
And he's going to go forward, going to get a first down and then some, but the ball looks like it might have come out. And I don't hear whistles or anything. A couple guys struggling for the ball over there.
Jaden Brogdon wound up with it, but not sure on the call there. Dave, there's a bunch of kids who have not left the field, offense or defense. They come out on special teams or an occasional play, but man, Carter, Hooks, McFarland, those guys are on the field the entire time.
You see here on the replay, and I think they just made an announcement over the PA, Ken, that Ryder Hooks just broke some type of record again as the fans went crazy there on the announcement. We'll have to try to figure out what that was, but yeah, West will maintain the ball after the exchange there. Smith in the backfield, pocket's falling apart. He's looking around, going to try to throw down the right side, and guess who's over there? 24.
Might as well just knock it away while you're at it, while you're playing the game of football.
Yeah.
He's everywhere on the field. You look left, right, you look in the VIP booth, you look wherever. Oh, he just firebirded the Firebirds.
Yeah, 24. Hey, 4 touchdowns, and if I think I heard a record of some sort rushing I guess you can back it up a little bit. So now Smith in the shotgun looking downfield. Here comes the rush. He throws one right in the middle of the field. Slips, falls, as it is getting a little dewy out there.
Yeah, it's Brogdon with the nice catch. Brogdon is as sure hands as P.J. McFarland. He's a great target. He's got good hands. Sure he'll wind up somewhere next year, but
picks up 12, gets a first down. It's 1st and 10 at the 25. Like you said, Ken, they're looking to move the ball quick, and they go right back again to that same spot, but now this time to number 9.
That's Brogdon again.
Brogdon.
Yeah, back-to-back for Brogdon, and just short of the first down. But
I'm surprised they didn't use a TO right there, but they've been getting them off the first down, moving the chains. Now losing some precious seconds here as Smith gets the ball off, goes again right in the middle of the field, seems to be wide open, and
that's Kendon Norman, who typically doesn't catch the ball in the backfield. He's so talented as a running back. You don't see him too much as a receiver, but West knocking on the door again. You know, it's only been a minute 14.
Clock starting again, and you would expect a sense of urgency here to get this ball off soon as they reset it and the clock starts running, right? But West burns a little bit of time. Ball up in the air, and it's going to be tipped and picked off by East. And East is going to bring that ball out of the end zone.
Cole Miranda.
And Miranda, I think, is going to get the interception. I don't know who got the tip, but he was the recipient. We'll see here on the replay. Maybe Smith fires it in there. And looks like Carter Jones, maybe, number 5 with the...
It almost looked like Chris Bradley had it in his hands, and when he got spun around, the ball popped up a little bit out of his hands, and there's Miranda at the -1
and
running it out.
Carter Jones with the hit. So either he got the tip or he made the hit that jarred the ball out, and Carter Jones puts the end to this game as they're going to turn the ball over now on the interception.
West still with 3 timeouts, so you can't just kneel it out. As August comes in as the running back, but
yeah, for Ryder Hooks. I think Knutson's going to just step back, hand this off, and I thought maybe he was just going to take a knee, but nope, gives it to number 22.
You know, West with the 3 timeouts could force a punt still.
Brandon takes it forward for a couple of yards. Yeah, I mean,
see if Coach Bolden elects to take a timeout, or if he's just
probably unlikely. Down 14 points, and looking across the field, he's got his arms folded, not too happy over there, and I think he's just going to let this one roll out and call it a night. As boy, Ken, it was a good one here in the Lakota East, Lakota West battle. And for the first time in a while, Lakota East comes out on top, 42-28. And all the East fans are happy. Ken Brand, it has been a blast this season once again to be in the booth with you. Hopefully we can get a playoff game. Not too for sure, like you said, what's going to happen with that. But we appreciate all the viewers out there. Come on back to Westchester TV anytime to see sports here in Lakota. The final here in the Hawks Nest, Lakota East 42, Lakota West 28. Good night.